Well, welcome to the third edition of Bolton In, and my little mate Stevie Baster has been kind enough to join me once again. Stevie, what a huge week of racing it was last week, mate. As I say, a very good afternoon to you, buddy.
Yeah, really good racing, Matty. Good to be here again. Some good horses going around up in Sydney. Hopefully the weather's kind to them going forward.
Well, I want to talk about the weather, of course. It's been shocking the last kind of 5 or 6 weeks, to be honest. And Sydney Racing has done an enormous job just to push through and get through some of these race meetings over the last couple of weeks. They've had 120 mils. There's another 20 to 40 coming. And I did see this morning, Stevie, they're saying that the worst is yet to come. So we are praying that we get there on Saturday.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, the amount of rain. It's unbelievable. Just everyone keeps saying it's got to stop, but it keeps on coming. So fingers crossed for them. They have a bit of luck, and it does steady up.
God's country down here, mate. Victoria just doesn't rain down here, does it, Stevie? We have the best of everything down here, don't we, mate?
Yeah, I think it's the first time in many, I was going to say years, but probably decades, that they've said there's better weather in Melbourne than there is in Sydney.
Hey, listen, we steered our punters into a few last week too. Well, hopefully they followed us in, Stevie, because, you were keen as mustard, as I was on Haitotsu in the Derby, and how impressive a victory that was. So that was unbelievable, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, he's a staying star in the making, isn't he? He's going on the heavy track for the first time and winning so well. And you could see on the line he was well and truly stronger than the rest of them on the line. So he's a future star.
And what a story it is. He breaks the maiden at Donald, goes on to the VRC Derby, takes that out, comes up first up over the 1600 in the Australian Oaks, then goes to 2400 and wins the Sydney Derby. The Australian Guineas. It's just a phenomenal training performance, and the horse is something special, I reckon, Stevie.
Yeah, I mean, Kieran Murray and David Eustace has done a great job with him. I mean, winning like you said, Johnny Allen's had 4 for 4 on him. And I think, winning the maiden at over 1350 and they're going straight to a Derby and getting the money. They knew the writing was on the wall this time, going from the mile to the 2400. The only concern was with the heavy 9 track, so kudos to them.
And what about the Johnny Allen stories too, Steve? He come out here as an Irish jumps jockey, to be honest. That where he was going to apply his craft. And, he's kind of said, you know what, I want to have a crack at this flat jockey stuff. And we just call him Group 1 Johnny now. He just seems to ride all the big races, does he, the big Group 1s, and he's just a superstar.
Yeah, I don't know how he was ever labelled a jumps jockey. I think from day one that he came over here, all those flat boys realised he was a bloody good rider. He's always kept us honest and was always going to make it to the top of the tree, in my opinion, anyway. But he's well and truly showing that now.
He's a beauty. And what about the TJ Smith Nature Strip? I tell you what, this horse just continues to just amaze me, to be honest, Stevie. Just an absolute freak show on any surface, any track, does not matter.
Yeah, you could see on Saturday when he jumped and took control and he gets into his rhythm, and once he's in his rhythm, he's just a machine and just impossible to beat.
Great ride too, wasn't it, by J-Mac, mate? He's just a talented jock who's in really good nick at the moment. What about the other big one last week, of course, was Fireburn, looking to do the Triple Crown. Stevie, your thoughts there, mate? Because this horse looks like it's something pretty special as well, to be honest.
Again, the last 50 or 100, she's just in total control. You can see Brendan carrying on, and she was just cruising to the line. She didn't even when he switched off, she just kept going to the line strong. So, I don't see why she can't.
Now, I'm going to ask you, Stevie, those 3 horses I've just mentioned, Haitotsu, Fireburn, and Nature Strip. If you had your choice, which one would you want to be jumping on out of those 3?
I'd take Nature Strip because he's got the money in the bank already. I think it's 18 million or something that he's won. So he's the proven one. He's the one that's done it time and time again. And the others have got a lot of catching up to do.
Absolutely. And what's your thoughts on a little bit of talk around Haitotsu possibly heading overseas for a tilt of the Japan Cup, mate? What do you think?
It'd be amazing. I remember when I was a kid, Michael Clark and David Hayes going over there with Better Loosen Up, and I was just an apprentice and I just started riding, and I was riding a little bit for Hazy, and that's one of my childhood dreams, that going over there and winning that. So that'd be amazing if they could pull that off.
Yeah, be huge, wouldn't it? And I think, to be honest, if there's a trainer in Australia at the moment that could pull that off, it's certainly Kieran Maher and David Eustace. They are just unbelievable, aren't they? At setting horses for feature races, and especially staying horses, Stevie.
Yeah, look, I actually interviewed Kieran at a Sportsman's Day not long ago, and he started off as a jumps jockey, and then he went around working for a lot of different trainers everywhere. And look, he's just taken a piece from every trainer that he's worked for, and he's just a bloody good trainer. He's doesn't matter if they're sprint races, staying races. They don't have to have 4 runs to get to 2,000. He'll just step them straight there, and it's a fine art, and they're very, very good at it.
Yeah, they are very good. They've got the stable absolutely humming at the moment. And let's have a look at the feature race focus for this week. And remember, gamble responsibly, of course. Download the app at Palmer Bet. It is very simple to navigate. They have plenty on offer. But it is a fantastic day's racing. As we said at the top, Stevie, weather's going to come into it. We're going to be looking for wet trackers. That is for sure. Make no mistake about that. And one of the first to feature is the Australian Oaks, of course. This is a cracking little field. Hinged leads the top of the market, currently sitting at $4.20. Honey Creeper from the Cummings Yard at $4.40. Gypsy Goddess at $4.80. Pink Ivory at $6. And then you get out to Biscayne Bay at $15. El Patroness, the Victorian, at $15. And Lavilli at $19. How do you see the Australian Oaks panning out this weekend, Steve?
Oh, look, I think the market's pretty much got it, but it's obviously going to depend on the amount of rain we've got, because the track is, predicted to be bottomless. It's hard to go past Hinged, but if I had a choice to ride, I think I'd probably go with Gypsy Goddess. I think she's shown that she's a dead set stayer, and I don't think the heavy track will hurt. So that's probably the one that I'd be on.
Just probably got a little bit too far out of the ground last start at Newcastle. Did storm through the line late, but I'm with Hinged, to be honest, Stevie. That's where my hard earned to be going this weekend. Got the master trainer and Chris Waller, and got some very, very good wet track form, that is for sure. Sydney Cup is the next of our features. Let's have a look at the field here. Stockman is our favourite. Very open field, Stevie, $4.80. Crystal Pegasus, really tricky gate. It's at $6.50. The 13 Chalkstream at $8.50. Knight's Order from the Waterhouse Bite Stable at $9.50. And Luncy's, another one with a tricky gate at $9.50. Very, very open race is the Sydney Cup for 2022, Stevie.
Yeah, look, I had a good look at this morning, and it's a tough race. These handicaps, they can be won by anything. I came up with a couple that I like. I thought Surefire, with only 50 kilos on its back. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. Is it, Philip Stokes horse?
Yeah.
Unpronounceable.
Decine Sweet Junior, and coming off the Adelaide Cup form, of course, it was a very good, strong win in the Adelaide Cup as well. I guess the only query is possibly going to be just the real heavy conditions. But it's an interesting race. Even Robbie Blacker's horse, Tiger, who's just an out-and-out stayer. It's by Z2, which we know they just run all day. Is certainly one over the price. I've settled on a horse called Shiraz from the Wallace stable, Craigie Williams, in the saddle. 4th up, so it's got that little bit of Waller polish that he just likes to just give them a few little runs and work them into their preparation. He has got some soft track and a little bit of heavy track form. So I don't mind a Shiraz, Stephen. I reckon you like a Shiraz too, mate. So that's the way I'm going to go, mate.
Not much of a red drinker myself, but we'll have the odd one here and there. But good to see Craig Williams has had a couple of Group 1s in the last couple of weeks. So, he's a great guy, works his butt off. So it would be good to see him get another one.
I don't think I've ever seen a jockey that is more prepared than Willow. He's just a freak, isn't he? Everything is just timed to the minute. He's just unbelievable to see what he does and what he puts in and the effort he puts in, isn't it, Stevie?
I don't think you'll see another one like him. He's a very, very hard worker and very dedicated to the cause, and does a great job.
Absolutely. We might have to get him or Johnny Allen or one of the boys on the next couple of weeks for a bit of a chat. And
I don't know if we'd have time for Willow. We might not have time for Willow. It'll take a while. And Johnny Allen would need subtitles.
You said that, not me, okay? Because he's into me every time I say that. But that is gold. I love it. Hey, let's move along. I think this is the race of the year, to be honest. I absolutely so excited. And this is, to be honest, I just want this race to race on Saturday. I couldn't care less if they didn't race any of the other races, Stevie. I just want to see the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Very Elegant has been absolutely well supported during the week. Into $2.90 now. Zaki just eases ever so slightly out to $4.80. Animo at $4.80 as well. Duais is now sitting at $6, so it's from 5 to 6s, which really surprised me because I reckon it's the up-and-comer, but the question mark, obviously the real heavy conditions. Montefilia coming off a nice victory last start at $8.50, and I'm Thunderstruck on the backup, of course, from the weekend at $13. And, I reckon this is as good as we're going to see, Stevie. It's just a brilliant field assembled, isn't it?
I know you got a soft spot for him. I'm Thunderstruck. Bad luck last week, by the way. I picked the wrong lightweight. I picked the wrong lightweight as well. That was Craig Williams had come down to ride the 50.5. So this race, I must admit, when I was planning my schedule for work on Saturday, I made sure that I'd be home to watch this one because this is going to be an amazing race with so many good horses. So it's one that I'm really looking forward to watching.
And the word during the week too that this could possibly be Very Elegant's last race, which would be absolutely shattering for all and sundry. Just being such a wonderful racehorse for such a long period of time. I just hope that she pushes on for a little bit more and we see a bit more of her. But heavy track, she's three from 5 wins, a couple of placings in there as well. I think that's why the support has come this way, Stevie.
Yeah, look, I'm probably the opposite to you there, Matty. I mean, I enjoy watching her race, but you could call her a champion. She's a champion. I think she's done everything she could possibly do. I think she's got anything to prove. So if win, lose, or draw on Saturday, and it could be very likely that she wins, good on them. It's she's done an amazing thing and given us all a massive thrill. The way she's won these races, and what a star.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, come on, mate, stick the neck on the line here, Stevie. Which way are you heading for us on Saturday in the Queen Elizabeth?
If I could ride one, I'd be picking Animo. I'd like to ride Animo. I think he's on the rise. He's at hopefully our next star. So, but in saying that, it's a good race.
It absolutely is. And obviously had the 2 goes on the heavy for a win and a placing. Animo couldn't have been any more impressive last start, winning by 6.5 lengths. Absolutely blew them away. Got some good stats around the distance. And, it's just any one of that kind of top 4 or 5, it's not going to surprise. Let's be honest. It's just, and I just, to be honest, I'm settling on the 7, mate. Duais from the Cummings yard. The only query, I think, is it's had 3 goes on the heavy, yet to place, but it's won 3 from 6 on the soft and been placed another 2. So maybe there are excuses, could have been at the end of a prep or whatever, on those heavy goes for Duais. But I just really see that as the horse, I reckon, too, that's certainly on the up and just is an out-and-out stayer, So it's just going to be a cracking race. And, rides are going to come into play, aren't they, Steve? Who gets the best run, where the better track conditions, it might be better off to be drawn out wide come, race kind of 7 or 8 on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, with Duais, I guess they tossed up with the Sydney Cup, and I'm sure they're thanking that they went this way now, because if the track a heavy 10, the Sydney Cup's going to be more like a 4,000 metre race than a 3,200. So, absolutely flying, all the field. You'd love to own any one of them in the race. There's so many stars in this race. So it's one that I'll be definitely watching with interest and really looking forward to.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute beauty, that is for sure. Race number 9, the other on the feature we're going to have a look at, it's the Queen of the Turf Stakes. Colette is our favourite at $4. Ice Bath at $5. I reckon there'll be a few ice baths getting around up in Sydney at the moment. It's that freezing and the rain is just absolutely teeming down. Yonce from the Kiramar, 6 from 6. Kiramar, David Eustace and Johnny Allen combining again at $7.50. Fangirl at $12. Promise of Success. It was really impressive from the O'Shea yard at $13. Lighthouse, I reckon, loves the mud. Jamie Carr on the saddle at $14. Anavisto, tad disappointing last start. Stevie at $19. And another one from the Mar Eustace team at a bit of price. Steinem. I've got a bit of an opinion. I reckon the stable got an opinion of this horse as well at $19. So one for the multiples. What are your thoughts here? Because I'm keen as mustard on one here, Stevie. What do you like?
Yeah. So I've narrowed it down to 2 that I like. I like the favourite, Colette. I think the form line coming through that, the George Ryder is fantastic. So I think she'll be very hard to beat. And obviously, Yonsei, stepping up, but 6 from 6, has to step back from 2,000. But the way this rain's coming, I think it's going to be more like a 2,000 metre race anyway. So the job that Kieran and David are doing with their horses at the moment, it would not surprise me at all. And that picket fence could get a bit longer.
Well, Stevie, I'm keen as on Yonsei. I just think, the 1,600, I reckon, is the pet distance. I think they'll just have a bit of a look at over the 2,000 to see. But, and I reckon this horse is going to be an absolute swimmer. I reckon it's going to be a mudlark. So it's only had the one go on the soft and won very convincingly that day. So Johnny Allen's gone up there for one ride, I'm pretty sure, Stevie. I think he partied pretty hard after the Derby win last week, so he might have liked his little time up there in Sydney. And I just got a feeling there might be another little Kieran, David Eustace and Johnny Allen sting coming this weekend. And I'm keen as on Yonce at the 750. It's a good each way price, $2.70 the place. Stevie, that's as good as you'll get, I reckon.
No, you're right. That's a good bet. That's a good bet. Johnny doesn't party hard, mate. He's a quiet boy. You know, I've never seen him out and about after it turns dark. He's quiet. He normally gets home when it's daylight anyway. Well,
do you know what? I was actually he was meant to come and have a drink with us on Sunday back in Melbourne, but he hadn't returned yet. So I'm tipping that the big fella's had a fantastic 24 hours. And good on him. So he should. Emma was up there with him too, his partner, which is just sensational. And he works really hard at it too, Johnny. He's just a beauty. So fingers crossed they might get the job done again and win another feature.
I just had a look. He's got one in the Australian Oaks as well. So
has he? Right.
For Kieran as well. So he's got the two rides. But I'd say Yonsei be his main one.
Come on, Stevie. What's your best for the weekend, mate?
Oh, decisions.
What are you rubbing? You're like a little genie, mate. What are you rubbing the little forehead there just to get a little bit of luck?
I have got a big forehead.
Hey, mate, I'm covering mine up with a hat today, so don't worry.
Look, I'm just really looking forward to watching Queen Elizabeth. I think that's the main race. I could cheer them all home.
Come on, mate. Stick to it. We were good last week. We got Gundeck at Bendigo too. Hopefully our followers followed us in there. It was $11 earlier on in the week, might I say. And Stevie, I did have a nice little $11 into Haitotsu double, which was a really good result for the battlers back here in Vic.
Well done. All right, I'll go with Gypsy Goddess.
Gypsy Goddess, right? I like it, mate. Absolutely, at a nice little price too. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back to Caulfield just for a couple, just the Victorian people playing at home. It's and there's a chance that Sydney might not even get through all their races as well. So I'm keen on a couple. I like one in race number 6, and believe it or not, it's the Wild Racing Handicap. So the boys from the country are going down there sponsoring a race in the city, which is unbelievable. But there's a horse called New York Baby, first up for the Leon and Troy Corsten stable. Always had an opinion of this horse, and first up last time could not have been any more impressive. It is a jump up and a step up in class, but at $8, you are getting a little bit of value. And I'm also keen on one back in race number 2, a horse called Commander Harry from the Busselton Young stable, which is down where you base yourself out of, Stevie, and they're going sensationally well. And it was a good run on Mornington Cup Day, just couldn't quite get there. And I reckon third up going to be Cherry Rob. It's about $5. So there's a couple from the land of Vic, mate.
Yeah, there's a good race in Adelaide, race 5 in Adelaide, the Quettville Stakes. There's 2 horses in that that look like they could be stars. Anthony and Sam Friedman taking one over Bistro, who won over their last start. And there's one called H2O, Richard and Chantel Jollies. Couldn't have been more impressive in its runs. It's one with his ears pricked both starts. So it'll be a very interesting race to watch because they both lead. They won't get it as easy as what they've both had it, but H2O could be a star.
Right, there you go. We've got any price, any value there at all for us, Stevie? Or are we going to get even?
I think it's second pick at about $4.20.
Oh, that's all right. That's good. That's what we like to hear. That's what we want to see for the punters, mate. The battlers out there. That is what it's all about. Hey, and we're not too far. We're only about 3 weeks away from that famous 3-day May Racing Carnival. Stevie, are you going to get down here at all for the 3 days over the May Racing Carnival? There'll be a lot of Sydney punters coming down as well, Stevie. Don't worry about that.
I can advise everybody to get down there if they can. It's I think it's schoolies for the old blokes.
We're in that category.
No, look, I met my wife down there about 9 years ago. So love the May Carnival. It's a great trip, and if you head down there, you'll have a ball.
Well, I tell you what, I know the guys from Palmerbet, they are on board as well. They're doing a little promo with the Whalers Hotel. You know the Whalers, you've got the gold membership there, Stevie. You got the big picture on the wall, mate. They love you when you're back in town. But they're doing a little thing during the carnival as well, Palmerbet, which is just sensational. So as we said, get involved, gamble responsibly, of course. That's the whole key. But Palmerbet have got plenty of things to bet on, and just a fantastic app. It's a really easy app to get through. So download it and get involved today. Stevie, good luck, mate. Have a great weekend, and hopefully we've tipped a few winners.
Yeah, thanks, Matty. Fingers crossed we can all get a winner, and fingers crossed it stops raining in Sydney and we get to watch some great racing again on Saturday.
Oh, yeah, we just want to see there's some cracking races this Saturday, that is for sure. So please, rain, stop up there and let's get through a beautiful day's racing of the championships up there in Sydney.